Hey,
Is that part of your PPE, your personal protective equipment?
actually, the dog is gassy tonight, and so we gave him a little bit too much kibble. So I put this on, scared the neighbors.
I
Scared
can
the neighbors.
imagine.
So yeah, we lost that relationship. But yeah, the dog. Don't
It's
ever give
all.
the dog tacos.
Oh
Don't
my
do it. Yes.
tacos. The dog had taco.
Well, I mean, I
Oh hey,
told
we're hey man, we're live. We should probably start.
her, okay, let's do this thing.
It's the Something About Something show with your host, Mr. Mike Schilling.
And my good friend and compadre, Mr. Ricky Poe. Well, I made that transition.
You just barely.
Apparently, yeah.
I could see you off screen, and you were like,
I saw
you were
your
like just
smile.
about to. I was like, is he really going to get those headphones back on before
I know.
the show starts?
I was getting
Hey,
there.
Jason Hamilton.
Hello there, sir. Yes, it was Darth Schilling. That's right.
Now, wait, Jason, are you the one that's always at a restaurant watching us? Because I don't think you can be at a restaurant watching us right now.
I don't think so.
Because of
bum bum bum
Corona.
I know.
You are
sorry,
you were going to play something.
I don't know. Don't do that. Don't worry about it.
Really
doesn't matter.
My Corona.
Yeah.
Oh, Jason said he's not the one. Who's your friend that's always at a restaurant?
That's David Cook.
Oh, David Cook's always at a restaurant.
Yeah, he's always
always at a restaurant in Shawnee.
Yeah.
So usually watching on the toilet.
That's where I do the podcast.
I hope you have a bidet because toilet paper is hard to come by.
It is.
So I gotta ask, we didn't do the show last week, so just
we didn't.
Apologies to all of our viewers out there.
That's right. I know they were heartbroken. Yeah.
So but apologies. And just to I gotta ask, how is your safer at home going?
It's real quiet. I don't know. Nobody jumped on. I think we lost connection. I don't know. Were you talking to me or the people out there?
To you.
I was waiting for. I don't think anybody responding back. Oh, by the way,
if you're watching, gotta let the kids out.
Yeah. No,
if you're watching, you can tell us how your safer at home is going as well. But I was asking you, Mike, how's safer at home going?
Sorry about that. I was still thinking about the dog. It's interesting. I started working from home, and then my wife started working from home. It's an odd feeling where the sanctuary of your home is invaded by work. But no, I actually I like it. I do a Zoom meeting with the two guys that I work with. So I'm surviving. Mailman delivered my neighborhood's mail. Yeah, he just Mr. Jason Hamilton, he's an owner. He's a homeowner now.
Oh, hey, congratulations.
And he was he looked like this morning. He looked like the guy from Airplane, the one that was like sniffing, and his hair was upside down. What was it, Jeff Bridges, or I don't know. But anyway, he had too much paint last night. And I told him those are windows. You use windows, and that helps out. But apparently, he likes the windows closed when he's painting. But no, I'm back to my quarantine. It's interesting. I do this weird thing where I ritual, and I will go to the grocery store at 3:00 in the morning. I will put on my Darth Vader mask and my rubber gloves, and I go and buy 3 weeks worth of stuff and tell my family I don't want to go back outside again. And that's pretty much the routine of what I do. So, yes. So, pretty much so.
So welcome to my world. I've been, due to life circumstances, I've been working from my home almost a year now.
You've been prepping. You've been prepping for a year. I mean,
I've been prepping for a year. I have learned to sit in this chair for many hours, and I do it professionally. People pay me to sit in this chair. I'm high on paint fumes.
Folks, don't try that at home.
Don't try that at home. We do not advise that.
No, we don't.
Do not advise that. So
kids don't do it.
So now you work in tech support.
Yes, I do.
And then your partners, they're in tech support. Jason, I think Jason's in tech support too, isn't he?
Yeah.
So Jason's in tech support.
We call him Little J.
Little J. See, I'm not officially tech support.
Yeah.
But I'm like tech support for a whole bunch of people that know me.
Yeah, I know.
And that kind of that brings me to something I want to mention. Okay. Yeah. And first of all, as a reminder, as a safety reminder, this is our April Fool's special. You must choose what to believe and what not to believe. Okay, so that being said,
okay,
that was perfect.
Yeah, it gone smoother. I can't get my
that one was really good. I like that one.
I like that.
Jason doesn't advise the paint fumes either. So this is a real thing. This is not a joke. I want to thank all the tech support out there. Okay. Officially, I want to thank them on April 3rd. This is part of the reason this is not an April Fool's joke. April 3rd is Cheese Weasel Day. And do you know much about Cheese Weasel Day, Mike?
I don't, sir. Please explain to the audience.
Sure. So Cheese Weasel Day is the only internet holiday. Our best guess is it started back in around 93.
Yeah.
In Silicon Valley somewhere.
Al Gore, he invented
it. Definitely Al Gore invented it, probably.
Thank you, sir.
And the idea of Cheese Weasel Day is that the Cheese Weasel on April 3rd goes around to all the good little tech support boys and girls and slides pieces of cheese underneath their mouse pads for them to have on April 3rd.
That's sweet.
So that's the premise of the Cheese Weasel Day, and it's just a day to celebrate those people that work really hard in tech support. And honestly, with everybody, seriously, with the sheer volume of people working from home right now,
oh yes,
tech support is one of the most important groups of people in the world right now. And I just want to celebrate you, give you applause. One of my friends, the kids even want to applaud you. So if you're watching right now and you aren't tech support, or you're in charge of some tech support guys, or you have tech support people that you contact all the time, on April 3rd, make sure you send them a message, say hi, say thank you, and say they are doing an amazing job. And I will step off my soapbox.
I do have a question.
Sure.
And it depends. What happens if your tech is lactose intolerant?
Then milk-free cheese, vegan cheese. It sounds disgusting, but I think it's a thing.
That's not right.
Denied.
Yes.
I don't know. Hard workers get cheese.
Yes. No cheese for me.
No, what? Well, maybe hard workers get hard cheese and not hard workers get soft cheese.
Soft cheese, yes.
By the way, if you're sending me any cheese, I prefer really sharp, really hard cheese.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, the more it smells like stinky feet, the more I enjoy it.
Really? That's you. You're one of those people.
I don't like mild cheese, like American slices, like ye old American cheese slices. That's nasty stuff.
Yeah.
I like hard, sharp cheddar.
Mm-hmm.
a good Swiss, you know.
Yeah, I mean, that's good. You're not like one of those like you know, one of those Blumburger stinky cheese.
No, I'm not a Limburger guy. I'm not that.
Limburger, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't go that far, but
that was my dad.
But I like a good, hard, sharp cheese. Well aged.
Mm-hmm.
It's good stuff. Good stuff.
Well, that's good stuff, man.
Well, anyway, that's my soapbox.
No, it's great.
But, tech support, you guys rock.
Oh yeah, I mean
that's want you to know.
I mean, that's been my guys and my job for the whole week. We have an entire company or organization where at the last minute we had to have everybody work from home, and so that is that right there is a nightmare. And
yeah, I can't even imagine.
And it continues, but we're getting there. We're getting there.
Yep, I can't even imagine. So I usually don't bring up things like this, but what is at the bottom of your screen? There's something slightly out of focus in front of the camera lens.
Oh, that was a cable. Let's bring that down.
I just saw that. I was like,
very distracting.
It's probably not distracting to the world, but it was distracting to me.
Well, that's really what counts. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that.
Sorry about that.
No, it's okay. I mean, I want to make sure that we can get on with the program. And if that was going to hinder us, I want none of that.
It would distract me all stinking day.
Oh, that's not. Oh my goodness. I just went backwards here, but a nightmare. Yes, it is a nightmare. He's talking about the college and our slow response time for see what you made me do now. I got it. Like I'm fighting R2D2 now. What is this? It's like a,
well, Jason Hamilton, if you and whoever else is out there, thank you. We salute you.
Thank you for being a tech. Thank you for coming out and fix my crap.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes,
absolutely. Of course, I'm in a little different tech support world right now. Yeah. I do a lot of work with nonprofits, and
that means you don't get paid.
Sometimes they get paid.
That's good.
But I work with a lot of churches.
Yeah.
And they all want to know how to get how to live stream. They basically want to know what you and I do, how to do it. So that is my major tech support life right now. I get messages almost daily from somebody asking me, "Hey, I need to figure out how to go live," and I have to talk them through whatever options they have.
Yeah,
and some of them can pay me.
Well, I mean, that's good.
And some of them are just my friends. They've been my friends so long that I help them anyway.
Why do I have to pay you then?
Yeah. I want you to double my pay, Mike.
Oh, I can do that.
Yeah, I think you could probably triple my pay like that.
Triple pay, yes.
3 times 0 is still 0.
Still 0. So tell me, my friend, what anything new this week? Anything you've been watching? Anything that's been tickling your fancies? We like to say.
Are you really going to go there? I thought we were going to wait till next week.
Okay, we'll wait till next week.
No, okay. So
okay,
can I just say what it is?
Let's do a teaser.
A teaser. Yes, we will definitely talk about this next week. I don't know if this even fits our niche.
I'm gonna raise. It doesn't matter. It
is definitely something about it is something about something, or something about nothing, or nothing about nothing. I don't know what it is, but if you haven't watched Tiger King yet, you must.
Let me explain.
You must watch some Tiger King.
It's not the Lion King.
It is not the Lion King. This is Tiger King on Netflix documentary. Not safe for work, not safe for kids. There is
maybe not even safe for you.
Probably not safe for you. There is a lot of language. There is Tiffany, it is so good. It is. I'm not going to go into it. I will just say this.
Save it. Yeah.
I want to save the majority. I just will say this. It is a train wreck. it is that train wreck that you want so much to turn your eyes away from,
Yeah.
but you just can't.
I can't do it.
It's only 7 episodes, about 45 minutes each. It's definitely worth a watch. And it is a whole lot more than just an Oklahoma show. So I'm going to leave it at that. We'll talk about it more next week because Mike is going to watch some episodes.
Yes, I am.
Yes.
I'll probably binge it this week. Now you got me going. I didn't even realize my wife, the podcast wife, was interested in it. So
now you've got a reason to watch it together.
Togetherness.
Yes, together.
And she's upset because she's like totally blown through all the episodes of that house show with the lady and the guy, Chip, and Fixer Upper. So
Fixer Upper. Hey, just as a throw out there, if you're stuck and you just don't know what to watch, and you're into anime at all, it's old anime, it's 1980s, you should definitely check out Robotech.
I love Robotech.
Robotech is one of my favorites.
It's like one of the first animes I've ever seen. I was a kid and I watched it, and it was so funny because it was like a soap opera and I didn't even realize it.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Robotech it's love triangles. Multiple. It has, it was one of the first animes in the United States where you knew people died.
Yeah.
Serious. It's great.
I mean, I didn't see any of the guys in Robotech jump out with parachutes like the other show.
No, nobody ever jumped out with parachutes.
Yeah.
They killed off main characters.
Yeah. It was almost like, the Game of Thrones.
Yep. I won't, for the win.
Robotech
for the win on Netflix. Absolutely, Jason. For those who are sensitive, be aware. The version on Netflix is not exactly the 1985 version.
Yeah.
There's some random nudity for some unknown reason.
It's uncensored then?
Yes. And I'm talking like these are like 10-second clips that were cut from the original and they just put back in. I don't know why they bothered. Jason,
you can't use our equipment to screen capture it.
Honestly, it adds nothing to the story at all.
Yeah,
it is definitely a anime fanboy.
But does it ever have anything to do with the story?
No.
I mean, it's the Ice Cream Man and has nothing on. And anyway, that's a different website. But anyhow,
so
we got a big show.
Yeah, we do. We have a lot of stuff. We've been talking for 20 minutes and we haven't even started.
We haven't got to the good stuff yet. Okay. This is going to be really rough. So hang on, folks. I know you got any place else to go. So hang on.
Should we start with our Florida Man update?
Oh, yes. Let's do that.
Let me find the Florida Man update really quick. Because I've got to make sure I say this right.
Yes.
Let's see here.
This is shocking. I read it and I can't believe it.
I know. I can't believe it either. Crap, I can't find it. Okay, here it is. Here we go. Florida man sits on porch and does not get into any trouble, is not arrested, and turns down meth.
Wow.
That's
you are fake news. You are fake news. You are fake news. You are fake news. You are fake news.
He doesn't quite finish that word, does he?
No, he didn't. That was lousy editing on my part.
That is fake news. Absolutely fake news. There's no Florida man that would turn down meth.
No, he would get thrown out of Florida.
I know he would.
Not saying Floridians are meth users, but we're talking about the Florida man
category.
So all you people who might be watching from Florida, which
Yeah.
I doubt if the two is actually one of the two are from Florida, since
I don't know.
My wife.
If you watch Tiger King, there's somebody in Florida in Tiger King. So, okay,
yes.
that was another tease.
Okay,
all right, so let's do some stupid news, Mike.
Oh, we're gonna go stupid news.
Yeah, let's go stupid news.
Okay, I'm gonna kick it over to stupid news. Okay, that wasn't it, but go ahead. Let's do this thing.
It's the stupid news with your host, Mr. Mike
Angela. That's right. Here we do not do fake news. Our news is tested and proven to be 100% true, unless someone calls us on us.
Ridiculous.
That's right. Unless someone calls us on it.
Somebody calls us on it.
Like they did on a men that we sent out. That was embarrassing.
Oh, man. Yeah, that was...
I thought that was nuts. Well, I thought it was pretty good. And then I went to one of the sites that they shared it, and they said, I don't know. It was pretty bad.
I will tell you, when you cater to a bunch of nerds...
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that in a bad way, because I am.
No, I love... Yes.
We love our nerds.
We do.
But... when you cater to a bunch of nerds, you better have your crap right.
Yeah.
Because they will call you on it.
They will come after you with pencils and pocket pushers and the whole bit. They're going to take you down.
Absolutely. Hey, guys, if you're watching out there, let us know where you're watching from. Put it in the comments below.
In the comments below. Hey, okay. It's a serious situation we've got going on, but, out of it comes some humor. And so I found this, and it's by chance it's from Orlando, Florida. Can you believe that?
Amazing.
Yes. Apparently there's a lot of remedies out there, how to coronavirus remedies and stuff like that, and there's a lot of that stuff going around. But this one is actually from a Florida commissioner, so you would be thinking that this is official. So let's go ahead and get into that. That's right. Okay. The Florida commissioner backpedaled and apologized after suggesting during a public meeting that breathing in heat from a hairdryer could kill a coronavirus. Yes, that's right, my friends. He said heat from a hairdryer could kill the coronavirus. That's right. Bryant Culpepper, who is the commissioner, said during an emergency session on Friday that he saw a video that's been circulating online claiming that the nasal passage are cool, but if you can heat them enough, the virus just falls apart and disintegrates. Which there's a lot of. If you think about it, that's there's some logic to it.
So this is actually a commissioner.
Yes.
An official from Florida actually said this.
Yes.
And then had to take it back. Yeah,
he said that. So, and basically he gives instructions. So he basically says so you hold a blow dryer in front of your face. This is him speaking at this in front of your face. You inhale with your nose. It kills all viruses in your nose. He said, Culpepper said, and basically he said that sounds like a simplified way of doing things, but sometimes a cure for some of the diseases are very simple. And that was his statement. So now there was a lady named Tiffany Collins, who's the administrator of Florida Department of Health. During the meeting, she had to step up afterwards, and let's just say she just made it known in a nice way to the public. There's just a lot of information on how to cure diseases, and I personally would just leave that to your medical provider. I've heard so much there's so much just sad information about how to cure a virus, Collins said. And then I guess later on Culpepper had to take to social media and apologize for his remarks. He said, quote, I am heartfully sorry for the comments I made in social what's happened here? Sorry about that. I lost my screen. One thing I hate about Windows, when you shake the window, it goes away. They need to do an update to stop that. Anyway, back to the story, my friends. So basically, he apologized. He said, "I'm heartfully sorry for comments I made on social media. I was only trying to give comfort to those in the county who have no insurance to treat their families. I should have ignored the comments that I perceived as hateful and embarrassment I caused to my fellow commissioners, our administrators, and her staff," Culpepper wrote. So basically, I guess according to the Associated Press, medical professors have spoken out against the 6-minute video that's been circulating online, inviting others to blow a hair dryer up their nose. I had to be sure that I said that correctly. Anyhow, and so that is a public announcements from a Florida Department of Health.
Oh my goodness.
Okeechobee.
What else we got?
Stupid news. I can't help it. It's Bunnell, Florida. It's still in Florida. I don't understand it. So apparently a Florida man is back in jail for impersonating a law enforcement officer just days after he was arrested for the exact same charge. That's right.
So he was arrested.
Yes.
For impersonating an officer.
That's right.
And somehow he was released.
Yes.
And promptly impersonated an officer again.
He did a second time. Because you just don't quit the first time. When you fall off that horse, you get back on. And that's
my goodness.
Leroy Stollmeyer. That's right, my friends. Burt Macklin. I'm the effing FBI. For those of you who are Park and Rex fans, you will understand. That's right.
Tell me this story.
I'll tell you, Leroy Jenkins. No, Leroy Stollmeyer. Leroy Stollmeyer, 60 years old.
You don't know who Leroy Jenkins is. That's a World of Warcraft reference.
That's right. Leroy Stollmeyer, 60 years old, was arrested March 11 after investigators got a tip from a toll bridge attendant who showed them video of a man flashing a law enforcement badge twice on March 11 to avoid paying a $2 toll. County Sheriff's Office posted this on Facebook. An on-duty officer, the Sheriff's Department says on-duty officers are allowed to cross free of charge, officials said. A toll booth attendant told the investigators that Stollmeyer flashed a silver badge at him, and he in turn showed the man an article, his arrest of impersonating an officer. So apparently the toll person had the article already about this man, and he showed it to him. Yes.
Here's my ID.
And here's an article.
You in this article.
That's right. The sheriff said he was arrested. He said this.
Oh man, you're gonna get me.
I know.
Like I have corona.
Yes, I know.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so he was arrested on March 9 of charges of impersonating an officer and shoplifting. He was trying as a police officer to take something out of a shop, of course. On March 11th, he was charged with a felony violation of a pretrial release, impersonating an officer. He was being held without bond. So he basically was an officer trying to get himself out of bond in the court himself, impersonating a law enforcement officer.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
There's so many things wrong with this story.
So basically, this guy clearly has not learned his lesson and has no respect for the law.
Obviously not. Obviously not.
Yeah, we know that already that he thinks he can get out of shoplifting and paying tolls with his fake badge. And that was from the county sheriff's office, Bunnell, Florida.
Oh my goodness. Hey, now, if you're out there watching, let us know where you're watching from.
Now, the thing is,
if you're from Florida.
So the deal is this. I mean, enough on Florida, because I know these folks out there are saying I'm getting tired of this. So let's go ahead and look at crap. This is in Florida. Yes. Okay.
That was unfortunate.
That was unfortunate. Well, you know what? People like my wife who loves the flipper upper, the fixer upper. I'm going to give the flipper upper. The flipper upper. Oh yeah, you want to flip? Oh yeah, you want to flip upper? I'll show you a flipper upper. Anyway,
oh my goodness.
whatever that is. So we had a DUI, not DUI, a DIY disaster, do-it-yourself disaster. Apparently, splashes and splots of blue, orange, yellow, and green, red, purple, and pink paint that the windows along with a nearby tree, the lawn, and even the mailbox.
Wow.
Railing neighbors in the lakefront community of Naples, Florida. That's right. The paint job unfolded over a couple of weeks ago. Neighbors told the Naples Daily News, and soon afterward, Jeffrey Lieberman, who owns the home with his father, Dennis Lieberman, moved out. Yes, it turned out the father and son has been duking it out in court. Property records show that the men purchased a 3-bedroom house, which is about 2,500 square feet home, as a 50-50 owner, half and half owner of the estate in August 2017 for $500,000. Less than 2 years later, Dennis Lieberman filed a lawsuit to petition or divide the property for the force of sale. So in July, the court granted final judgment order to Jeffrey Lieberman, 40, to cooperate in selling of the property. Well, guess what, boys and girls? Instead, the son stalled the sale, refusing to allow real estate agents inside the home, and started damaging the property. In the past 2 weeks, neighbors reported seeing the son spray paint on the house, and so basically, Lieberman used a long paint roller to cover a majestic royal palm tree in front of the pink, blue, and yellow paint. Apparently, this is not going over well with the neighbors.
I can't even imagine.
So, yes, 70-year-old Lieberman recently filed an emergency motion suggesting that his son be jailed for his action, including his destruction of their shared property. Now, going
Even
down...
The car didn't even get away.
No, nothing got away with it. Look at that.
That is intense.
Isn't that insane?
You know, all he should say is, I'm an artist, and this is my free speech, and walk out the court.
Well, I would add to that, down bottom below, it says basically the local NBC News 2 reported that Jeffrey Lieberman is facing drug charges for smuggling contraband into the detention center. So this ties it in a nice little bow.
Yep.
And boys and girls, that is the breaking news.
Oh my goodness. I have no words. I have no words.
Yeah. It was by chance. It was Florida. I didn't do that on purpose. I wasn't looking for like Florida news. This was totally by accident. Boom, boom, and boom.
Just everyone of them just happened to be.
It's just easier to find. I mean, I'm not, it's just, there
is some pimp my house. Yes, exactly, Jason.
That's right.
Pimp my house.
Yes. Paint your house by numbers.
So I think we should talk, we should do some film and TV news.
I think we got a lot of it today.
We do have a lot of it. So let's kind of plow through this. We got some Star Wars news first, right?
Yeah.
I'm kind of excited about this one.
Yeah, this is some good stuff. I don't know.
I'm going to let you butcher the names because I know I would.
Ahsoka Tano. Tano. Yeah, Ahsoka Tano. She is she is a Jedi currently now. The Clone Wars is back, and it has Jedi Ahsoka Tano, who was the originally
Anakin Skywalker
not Padme.
Not Padme.
Man,
Padawan.
I can't believe it. I guess Padawan.
You get the name right. We can't say
Padawan. And I'm a Star Wars fan. So anyway, as fans, so basically the Clone Wars are back on Disney Plus. I think their final season seizure is, and so I think I am.
It's the Corona.
I think it's the paint on that house. So as fans celebrate the return, celebrate the return in this beloved series, they may also see an even bigger moment to look forward to. So basically,
I heard about this.
So this is something. I mean, Mandalorian, my friends, one of the best. Well, only show on Disney Plus. Not really, but as
Yeah.
far as you're a Star Wars fan and you've seen everything else, this is a thing to do. So basically, this is from Screen Rant, and I'm just kind of looking over it. They're looking at casting a live action, and this right here is Rosario Dawson. I don't know if you Rosario Dawson, but she played as she was a nurse in Daredevil.
Okay.
She was also, she played a nurse in Daredevil. She was also in, which was the Netflix show. She was also played the same character in, oh man, this is so bad. Anyway, Punisher on Netflix, which is a great show, and I wish that actor would somehow become the
we would love to see the Punisher from Netflix become the Punisher in the MCU.
So apparently, currently on the Clone War animation, the voice actor is Ashley Eckstein, but they're looking for a long time. Rosario and the fans actually has been pushing for her to play the part, and the rumors has it that there's a pretty good shot of it. They're looking at it to be. Let me look down and let's see some. They're saying the details about Ahsoka's role in A Mandalorian are being kept under lock and key. However, it's reasonable to assume she'll be involved with Baby Yoda in some capacity. Then
she could be a nurse.
Yeah,
she could be the same character.
Yes. Yes.
This is all fake news.
It's all
She's
fake
not
news.
Going to be Ahsoka Tano.
She's
going to be the nurse.
You are fake news. You are fake news.
He can't say the whole thing.
He can't say the whole thing.
He's too busy. Anyway. So one of the other, he said,
I think it's a great move.
I think so too. Din Djarin does his best to protect the Force-sensitive youngster, but they think because the child has the power, he will never be able to fully understand. It's possible that Ahsoka will help Din take care of Baby Yoda, serving as a mentor for the infant, honoring his abilities. Now that's all, that's kind of a guesstimation with their. She says she may even know key information about Baby Yoda's mysterious background. So it will be interesting to see how this pans out. Also, on top of that, you have the villain, Moff Gideon, in possession of the dark saber.
Yep.
And
we talked about that on the show a couple months ago.
So, there's a potential there in Mandalorian season 2 where they're being like, it look like it could be a classic Star Wars lightsaber duel between Dawson and
that would be cool.
Wouldn't that be?
You know what she could confirm?
What's that?
She could confirm if Baby Yoda is actually the son or daughter, I don't know if you can tell, of Yoda and that female Yoda from the prequels. She could confirm or deny.
Confirm or deny. Because that's not allowed in the Jedi Council. Not like the Jedi.
Shameful Yoda.
I know.
Bad Yoda.
Yeah, I mean, look what happened with Anakin.
Yep.
That whole thing happened, and he went to the dark side, and of course we got, great 3 episodes out of it. But
I don't know. Luke Skywalker, he was kissing on girls, his sister. And then he ended up on a deserted island in the middle of a planet nobody knew about. So maybe Yoda did the same thing.
I think we're moving to the next one.
So Black Widow, tell me about the Black Widow deal. I have heard conflicting reports on the Black Widow thing.
There's a lot of going on with the Black Widow. Oh, you don't want to hear that. What was that? I feel like something just came down from heaven. What was that?
Well, that sound?
Yes.
That was my chair.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to make sure that I didn't.
No, my chair squeaks horribly. I need to. You'd think I work out of my house. You'd think I could get some WD-40 and just go.
Yeah, that's okay.
But I don't. I'm lazy.
Yes. Well,
I need to call my tech support to do that for me.
I mean, look how we do this show. I mean, we're, come on now.
That's true. That is true. So what's the rumor on Black Widow?
Well, the rumor, and I think it's just a rumor, is the situation is the Black Widow is basically the kickoff for Phase 4 of the MCU universe. So,
absolutely.
So a lot of people, you've got a lot of companies like I think Warner Brothers. A lot of them, like some major movies that came out, like I'm trying to think of, including The Invisible Man, Trolls World Tour, The Gentleman. Some of these movies that were out just maybe a month ago or a couple of months ago are already being in some type of streaming media, like VOD,
because they got cut short in the theaters.
Yeah, I mean, this was like way before all this stuff happened, and of course it creeped up, and so now you have a bunch of fans that are saying, okay, hey, can Disney Plus start streaming these theatrical movies like Black Widow? And so there's this big clamoring for that, which are some pros and cons. And the reason they're saying that because Disney Plus has already done this with some, but yes,
Frozen came out early.
Yeah, but
Disney Plus.
Yeah, but they still had their theatrical debut. They still played in the theater.
They did. What was the other movie that
Bird of Prey was one that which Warner Brothers, and they're going to end up releasing Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker earlier than normal, because they had I think it was going to be out like maybe at the end of the year on Disney Plus, and they decided to go ahead and rein it in earlier, because a lot of moviegoers are at home. Because of the climate we're in right now. So it's interesting to me. I was reading the article, and one guy had a great, it's from Screen Rant, and he kind of does an opinion piece on this, and he was saying basically, he would say, if you think about it, okay, so you're a subscriber to Disney Plus, you pay maybe, I don't know, $9, $10 a month, right?
Right.
Well, a big production like a Black Widow, how can you make that money back?
Right.
He wrote in there that, theaters could work with Disney. And of course, he was funny because he was saying Disney's ask for a greater cut in their movies than most other companies do, because they guarantee huge box office success, which they have. And so, but they were saying that, I think let me see here, two major theaters, which one? The Regal,
Regal's one of the, if Regal's not the largest theater chain, it's the second, but I think right now Regal may be the largest. Tiffany wants to watch Black Widow. I'm with you, Tiffany. I want to see it.
Basically, AMC and Regal, they have, and I didn't realize this, but they have a branded streaming service now. And so, which I didn't realize, in this article.
I didn't know that.
So they could figure out a way to charge premium to watch the film and give owners kind of a different way to view it. So again, this is all speculation. Like you said, I was reading confirmed.
I've seen confirmed. I've seen the companies. Disney says they're not going to do it.
But this brings up the conversation we had a couple of podcasts back about the viability of, instead of movie theaters, streaming it.
Which is possible. There's so many issues that are happening right now. You've got movies that are ready to come out that can't. What do you do with them?
Yeah, exactly.
Movies that are still in production that have to delay. Movies that were about to go into production that can't shoot.
Yeah, exactly.
So not only are we going to have this weird gap of movies that were forced to go VOD early.
Yeah.
We're also going to have a big gap in production.
Yeah.
So if everything went back to normal, we would probably still have a big gap of a month's if everything goes back to normal, let's say mid-May, everything gets back to normal. I bet we're going to have a late May.
Yeah.
I bet we'll have, all those blockbuster late May, early June movies.
Yeah.
There's not going to be anything to be in the theater.
Yeah.
Because it's already on demand.
Yeah, exactly.
It's already on demand, or it's not ready yet.
Yeah.
It's going to be a weird deal. It's definitely going to change the landscape of films. Filmmakers are going to have to figure out, number one, how you make movies in this climate, and how you make money in this climate. And it's a different world.
Well, I mean, it's like you were saying. I think Black Widow was supposed to debut May the 1st, and now it's pushed back. And all of these films are indefinite; they don't know when they're going to come out. So right now they have, it's kind of like, okay, we'll wait and see. And
David Cook says, just watch what they have and write our own endings.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah, I think you're right. Sometimes
I think
sometimes that's pretty accurate.
Go to fan fiction sites, but the thing is with Marvel, this situation is that Black Widow kicks off Phase 4.
Yes,
and that's the biggest thing.
Big deal
for Marvel. It's a big deal.
Yeah,
because everything counts on this beginning.
Yep.
Think about all the productions that are being held off, not knowing what's going on with Black Widow being delayed like this. So anyway, that's the thought there. So
yeah, it's going to be interesting. Yeah. You talked about the Trolls World Tour thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that ever hit theaters, and it looks like it's going straight to video on demand April 10th.
Really?
Yeah.
And we're already
That's
seeing
what I'm reading.
Yeah, I don't know much about the movie.
I don't know either.
Yeah.
I've seen a couple commercials, and I don't think it had released at all yet.
Yeah. So it looks like it just went. Well, I mean, like Bloodshot, it's immediately going.
Oh yeah, Bloodshot got it did really bad the first week in the theaters anyway, and then the next week theaters were shutting down.
I think even before that, people were leery about going. There was you started seeing a decline even before that. I'm not saying anything about
there's
being
big
any
questions.
good or not, but
there's big questions on how much of Bloodshot was nobody knew what it was, marketing wise, and how much of it was a big decline in movie going altogether. As I recall, the articles I was reading said it was the worst box office weekend in I don't know, 8, 9, 10, 12 years. That weekend that Bloodshot opened.
Yeah.
So it's hard to say how much of it was Bloodshot wasn't going to be a moneymaker and how much of it was this was a horrible weekend to open.
I mean, it was a bad time, I think.
Yeah.
I think for anybody. I mean, right now it's Anyway, that's all I got to say about that. But in that vein, now I don't know. I've got more information on Phase 4, but
what else do we have? You had something on Loki, right?
Yeah, I did have something on Loki, and they were talking about with Loki. Well, I mean, I think we talked about it a little bit before, but they were talking about, and I guess the writer, he used to be a former writer for Rick and Morty. And,
okay.
Yeah, exactly. So
wait,
I thought that was kind of.
Are
funny.
you sure? Is this April Fool's joke?
It's well, maybe it is. Maybe I don't know. Maybe you should I don't know.
You decide.
Smoke it. Michael Waldron. He is the person behind it. He served as a showrunner, head writer, and producer of the upcoming MCU series of Loki. So he's and I guess he's something of the former Rick and Morty scribe views. Yeah. So I guess
this actually is real because they announced this back in February.
I don't know, but anyway, apparently, and he talks more about the show, and this was his comment. He's saying, I think it's a struggle with identity, who you are, who you want to be. I'm really drawn to the character who are fighting for control. Certainly, you'll see that with Loki over the first 10 years of the movies, he's out of control. At a pivotal part of his life, he said he was adopted. You know, everything that manifests itself through anger and the spite towards his family. And then he talked about how he's basically, they talk about in the show that he's going to be involved in time travel. And basically, I know he was killed. We all know, I mean, spoiler alert, but they're kind of going back with the
well, he was killed, and then when they went back in time, he disappeared with the Tesseract. So that throws his death way out of whack.
Exactly.
So, but I kind of like this idea of struggle with identity. Do you know much about the Thor comics with Loki over the last few years? I haven't read them, and I know a little bit about the storyline. Loki somehow becomes like a 12-year-old boy and starts Thor kind of mentors him, trying to turn him into a hero. So it could be interesting if they do kind of that journey from being a bad guy storyline, but with an adult Loki instead of a 12-year-old Loki.
Well, they were talking about, this is kind of a rumor, could lead to Thor Love and Thunder with the Loki show.
I can see that.
Yeah, they say Loki will shift the focus to the 2012 iteration of the God of Mischief, who escaped with the Tesseract during the Avenger Endgames.
Okay.
And they said this version also hasn't had a heroic moment he achieved in Thor Dark World and Ragnarok of Avengers Infinity War, and so on. The specific plot details are scarce, but it's been suggested that the anti-hero will use the cube for time travel to different time periods, including the 1970s, which I don't know why specifically they say the 1970s, but that's interesting.
You think, well, it is Disney Plus. You think he'll cross over into the WandaVision storyline? Because that's weird.
I guarantee.
I could see that being a thing.
In the article coming up, where we talk about more of Phase 4, there's a ton of that. Seems like it's going on, and so I'm not.
Speaking of crossing over and some weird things in Phase 4, what about the mutants? What do you got for me? You got a lot of images here.
Well, basically right now, Marvel Studios, they're Phase 4 is setting up several narratives. And basically, they're going to introduce the X-Men and Fantastic Four in the MCU universe in the Disney way, since they purchased Fox TV back in movies back in 2017. So they're looking at they've talked about, for instance, the Blueprint. It's kind of a mixed bag here, but they've talked about a Blueprint with a mix of, small screen offerings and TV shows. They said they teased some projects with Guardians of the Galaxy 3 and Blade, waiting for a confirmed release date with the Black Panther 2. They talked about plans for the mutants and the Marvel's first family, kind of mixing in some of the realities in the same universe, which I think is kind of interesting. But one thing I thought was interesting is Falcon and Winter Soldiers. There's rumors of a Wolverine connection.
That could be interesting. That could be a good way to slide him in there, gently. That could be interesting. I think the key there is going to be who they cast.
Exactly.
Who they cast, and he can't be so good that he overshadows the Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Well, they said they had several clues from the Falcon and Winter Soldier. It was imply a surprise Wolverine introduction, because on there they spotted the flag of I can't pronounce that, Madripoor, Madripoor. This apparently the flag of Matador was spotted on the set, meaning it's a location that shows that the show may visit, providing the opportunity to highlight its used connection to Wolverine and the X-Men. So, and so basically somehow that's going to, I don't know, somehow it's going to rebirth the whole X-Men series within the Disney universe of Marvel. So that'd be interesting to see what happens there. But honestly, I don't know. What do you think?
I don't know. I think it's all interesting. Now, is this? I'm gonna pull this up real quick. Is this separate or is this part of this whole discussion?
This is technically a Phase 5 project, Black Panther 2.
Okay,
and they talked about that there's a good chance that Dr. Doom will be actually in. I don't have contacts. I don't have contacts in the films, but just some things I've read made me feel like Dr. Doom would be a great villain for Black Panther 2. And that gives you so many openings, because if you bring Doom in, you can easily slide in the Fantastic Four, because they are Dr. Doom's, they are the people who fight against Dr. Doom. That's just who they are. Yeah.
With Black Panther, theoretically, if you just want to slide in a random mutant, I've said this before on the show, you could definitely bring Storm Ororo, she's like an African goddess when they find her.
Yeah.
You could easily bring her into the story somehow, just as a side character that shows up, and now you've got mutants, and now it's a thing. And now, there's so many ways Black Panther could bring the Fantastic Four and the mutant teams in. And then you've got the idea of the Illuminati, which is in the comics. It's Black Panther, it's Iron Man, it's Reed Richards, Fantastic Four. It's Professor Xavier at sometimes. You've got all these guys that are this brain trust that are watching over the world, along with Namor, which is another mutant and another whole other storyline. You could bring all those together at some point. They could totally be an end credit scene of these 5 guys sitting around a table, and now you've just introduced the world to a much bigger MCU.
Well, you think about it. I mean, the Avenger Endgame, it teased the existence of a multiverse.
Yes.
And I think that's what Disney is trying to do on, with their Disney Plus. I mean, WandaVision, Loki, I mean, time travel.
See, I wonder how much is going to be a multiverse, meaning, all mutants exist. Oh, but that's a different universe.
Yeah.
See, I think that's lame.
I think a lot of it, I think some of the plots may tie into Doctor Strange and the multiverse.
Yeah,
madness.
Multiverse of Madness.
I think
I could see that happening. I could see that happening. I'm not excited about that. I like a cohesive universe.
And we talked about that before.
Yeah, I prefer a cohesive universe. And then if you want to bring the multiverse thing in, then you bring in weird incarnations of somebody we already know.
Now, wasn't that a problem you had with the Endgame? You had kind of a problem with the time travel. I don't like that time travel. That's a personal preference. On the time travel thing. I don't like that idea of time travel. Because I have my own pet theory on time travel. But in general, storytelling. Just saying, oh, they're in a different universe. Yeah.
That's lazy. You know, that's like saying, okay, we're gonna make a new Batman. We're gonna make a new Batman movie. Oh, this one's not gonna be part of that other thing we did.
Yeah.
We're gonna ignore that DCEU. We'll come back to that later. This is something else. Oh, we're gonna make a Joker movie. Oh, but it's not going to be part of this universe. This is a different universe. Well,
that bothers me.
yeah, I'm like, no. You know, one cohesive universe. Figure out how to thread it together.
But DC
is writing.
DC is the worst about that. I mean, and I'm a DC
I wasn't
fan.
gonna go there.
No, DC is the worst about that. I'm a DC fan, so yeah.
I wasn't gonna say they were the worst about it, but it is the easiest to point out because I mean, right now we have multiple universes in Marvel, but it's because Fox owned a bunch of characters.
Yeah.
So you had Fox Marvel Universe,
exactly,
and you had Disney Marvel Universe.
Yeah.
They coexisted, but they never connected.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm just not a big fan of the idea of we're just going to call it a multiverse and slap people in there.
Well,
now I will say the idea of the multiverse for the big DC TV crossover. See, that's good. You've got multiple versions of the same character. Yes, they're the same person, but they have different traits.
Yeah.
They have different characteristics. They're different people, different names. And when everything's said and done, you either combine the universes into one cohesive universe, or you just split them apart again and send them back where they were from.
Yeah, exactly.
That's okay. I think that works. But if we're just going to say, well, mutants are going to be in a different universe than the rest of them, and we're never going to bring them into the MCU, I don't think that's a good plan.
Yeah, I agree. Speaking of DC,
what do you got for DC?
This is something small. Zack Snyder, he kind of, because of the social distancing, a lot of people are doing stuff on YouTube and different venues.
Yeah.
And Zack Snyder, he did kind of basically he on the internet, he did a teaser,
for what?
Well, I'll follow up here. Following a 3-hour live stream of Batman versus Superman, Dawn of Justice, Zack Snyder did kind of a director's cut of it, commentary. So as they were doing
I heard about this and I missed it.
So he had everybody watching, and it was like a 3-hour deal, and I thought it was pretty cool. It was I'm trying to think what he did it on. It was via VOD. Probably VOD. It's kind of one of the things. So anyway, precisely what Snyder did on Sunday, as he brought his live director commentary of Batman versus Superman to a close, causing hundreds of people. Basically, what he did is he basically teased his version of the Justice League. Now, we all remember that
a Snyder cut is what we're talking about.
Basically, his version of, because he was almost complete, he was almost done, and then he had a family situation. Then Joss Whedon came in and finished it up. Yeah. And mainly he didn't finish it up. He actually, Joss Whedon came in and actually a lot of it was changed. I mean,
he marveled it up. That's what he did.
He marveled it up quite a bit. And so that's, exactly.
I'm not saying that's good or bad.
I know.
He definitely marveled it up. He made it funnier. But I dig a dark DC universe. I'm totally cool with it.
Well, the deal is this, okay? As he was commenting, and I want to say this correctly because I thought that was interesting. He, at the very end, he didn't mention anything about the Justice League, but at the end of doing the comment, after he was done commentating on Batman versus Superman, he said, they really should. He said, he talked about the Justice League, and then he made a comment about, and this was what was interesting to me. he teased his fan at the conclusion of a successful event, and basically what he did, he acted like the video cut out on him. And everybody on the internet basically was on the forums going, did you have an internet problem? Was the video cut? And he did a tease. He basically said, this movie needs to have basically a recut. And everyone's thinking he's teasing about releasing his version of the Justice League. I don't know.
I think it could be interesting. I think it could be an interesting thing. And now is definitely the time to do it.
I mean, yeah.
You do it now and you live stream it one time for the world to see.
Yeah.
And it disappears for the rest of all time.
And he left the flu. Yeah. I mean, anyway, yeah, it was interesting. Yeah. So basically it just stopped. And he was talking about brought up the Justice League, and he said, and then it cut. So anyway,
that's
there's a video out there. I don't know, but
I think that the idea that he should do it. Okay, yeah. I've been having this conversation with a lot of people lately. Yeah. If there is anything you've ever thought about trying video online, meaning, if you've ever thought about doing a live something, now is the time to try it and let it go great or fail epically. But now is definitely the time to try it. And I think that might lean into your next thing. Tell me about Jim in The Office.
Apparently, it goes back to social distancing. Apparently, there's a lot of, right now, you have a lot of actors.
Yep.
And you think about all the night show hosts are now doing their shows from home.
Yes.
So Jimmy
Fallon did a great job, by the way.
So the guy who plays Jim here, basically he ended up with his daughter, decided to do a new show about something good. And
good news, right?
Something good news, yes. Yeah. He says that because the pandemic, it caused, a lot of, uprooted the television industry.
Yeah.
He decided that, he was going to do something quite different. He was going to basically do a YouTube show and deliver some positive minded content to fans, called Some Good News. And so basically he's just some, I don't know if you check it out, go to YouTube. It's called Some Good News. Basically, it's a lot of uplifting stuff. They had one where a young girl came back after chemo, and of course she's has no hair, and she's coming back, and all her friends from high school, were lined up down the neighborhood. I mean, you probably have like 50 cars on either end, and people honking, and I don't know. It was very touching. It shows just the humanity in all of this. Mm-hmm. And also, if you're a fan of The Office like I am, he had he did basically a video interview with our friend Michael Scott, which is Steve Carell.
Yeah.
And it's really good. Get a chance to check it out.
It's definitely worth checking out. It's a different take on how to do a show.
And also it just passed the 15-year anniversary of The Office. So
personally, I love the handmade sign behind him.
Yeah, his daughter made that.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
Yeah. So, but yeah,
Jimmy Fallon did very similar things on the Tonight Show.
Really?
He and his daughters were sitting at the table, and they drew out the Tonight Show logo, and his wife shot all the video. She was the producer.
That's so cool.
And she's never done anything like that before. It was brilliant. It was brilliant. That's exactly what I'm talking about, though. If there's a time to try something weird, now's the time to try it.
Now's the time.
We're way over time. Do we want to talk about games real quick?
Or
do we want to wait? Okay, let's do them.
You know
GameStop?
what? Real quick, GameStop. let's forget about GameStop. Let's go to the next.
Forget it. Steam's more important.
And just Steam is just a symbol of a lot of other like Netflix, other streaming services right now because of what the nation is going through and the world is going through. They're throttling back their speeds because a lot of people are at home and they're online.
So it's our fault.
Yeah, so it's our fault. We're doing it right now. And so
we are the cause.
So this is the public service announcement. We're givers.
Yeah.
So anyway, Steam and some of these other companies are finding ingenious ways to do updates, do downloads and stuff like that to try to keep the bandwidth from, being too low. But all the stuff.
I know. I saw a couple of articles about Netflix. They were reducing the quality at which you could stream certain shows, so that it would lower the bandwidth.
Yeah, because some people subscribe to 4K, and so that's a lot of It's a lot of bandwidth.
Yeah, I don't really. I mean, if I subscribe to the 4K, but I watch everything on my phone, it doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't.
I can't tell the difference.
I can't either. So that's what I've got. Anything you want to add?
Hey, I'll just throw it out there one last time. Make sure this Friday, April 3rd, say thank you to your tech support. Give them a round of applause.
Love a nerd. Yes.
Love your nerd.
That's right. Thank you.
Send them a note. Send them an email. Just say thank you to your tech support this Friday, April 3rd. Celebrate Cheese Weasel Day. And if you want to know more, check out Cheese Weasel Day on Facebook or cheeseweaselday.com. That's public service announcement there.
We got cheese.
We got cheese. I got some cheese. I think I may go eat some cheese now.
I might do something.
I'm hungry for some cheese.
Make sure the dog is in the other room. Okay. Never mind. I think it's time to end the show, my friend.
I think we need to end the show.
I'm getting tired, and I think it's time to end the show.
Yeah, we went really long. Thank you for watching.
And watch some Tiger King.
Definitely follow us on Something About Something on Facebook, somethingaboutSomething.com on the interwebs.
That's right.
All right. This has been the Something About Something podcast with your host, Mr. Mike Schilling.
And my good friend, Mr. Ricky Pope. Be safe and be sure to love the people that you're stuck with. Kind of said that in a kind of
if you can't be with the one you love, then love the one you're with.